Tell us a story, Steve.
It's my money and I need it now.
J.G. Whitworth, 877 cash now.
Dude, that is solid marketing.
It is.
Like,
Everyone
seriously.
in the world knows it.
Everyone in the world knows it. How do we all remember that stupid phone number? But they drilled it into our heads.
It worked.
It did work. Yes,
Hats
it's
off
genius
to that
marketing.
marketing guy.
Oh, absolutely. I hope that guy definitely made his money, you know?
He should. And it's a shitty jingle. But damn it, it works. Maybe that's part of the draw.
Possibly part of the draw. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Beer Clock Podcast. It's your boy. It cracks me up when people say that. Oh my gosh. It's
your boy.
It's your boy. Now, Steve and Adam here. We are so excited to spend the evening with all you lovely, delicious people out there. Adam, I sure hope you have some chats up on your screen because I'm struggling to get them going here. So
Delicious people out there, huh?
Right. Yes. Delicious, glorious, sensual people out there. Yes.
Sensual people. Hello, delicious, sensual people. What's up, John Harms? Keith coming in, gaming with great beer. Says in Ohio, we got a dude who is the 444. His name's Blake Maislin. Another fantastic marketing blunder. He's one of those notorious, like lawyers that always has like the super cheesy ads, or whatever. And his jingle is like 444 4444444444444. It's like the whole jingle. It's just insane.
It's the greatest thing. Oh man.
And every time it comes on the radio, you just want to smash it.
I'm gonna have to go back and clip you singing that jingle. 444. It sounds like something a crazy person would sing,
Oh, great! Now I'm gonna have to change the password.
444.
That's all it is. I swear to God.
Okay, hold on. Okay, what's the name of this place?
His name's Blake Maislin. I believe it's Maislen.
AIS. Oh, go to YouTube. Blake Maislin 444 commercial comes up like immediately. Okay, hold on, people. We're pausing the music. We're gonna watch this Blake Maislin video. Okay.
God, why?
None of this was planned. Yeah. No. Okay, here we go. This is even better because it's someone like shooting video of their TV with their phone.
Even shittier. Perfect.
4444. Want more fight? More attention? More compensation? We've recovered millions in auto and injury cases. We don't know what your case is worth until you call. One more call. 444.
You know what's hilarious is the next, how it tries to like autoplay whatever like the next video is. It tries to go to a video that's titled "Stupid Ass Blake Maislin Commercial."
Stupid ass Blake Maislin commercial.
So apparently the word's out on the old Blake Maislin commercial. So yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's great. I'm glad that we could share that with you all.
Right? Yeah. See, this is what you get when you watch the Beer Clock Podcast. Is not quality programming or any sort of like political discourse or something that you can feel good about yourself when recalling the next day. No, it's 4444444 however many fours. So yeah.
Call Blake Maislin.
We do. Yeah, we have a local guy here who his number is 7777777. So the thing I always think is that, like, he's like, well, these people, and he specializes in auto injury lawsuits or whatever. So like, I think like his thinking is that these people have had head injuries. They just need to be able to just mash their finger down on the 7 and just hold it there. Just 777777777. Oh my gosh.
Hey, I need help.
777. Oh yeah.
Is that where you were inspired from your alert with the "Hey, thanks"?
Yes, that's exactly where that came from. Oh my gosh. I've totally lost my train of thought of where we were even how we were even going to start the evening tonight. So we'll just we'll harken back upon our instincts here. So everybody, thanks so much for coming out to the Beer O'Clock Podcast. It's your boy Steve. This is Adam over here. It's your boy. And the Beer O'Clock Podcast is just two bros hanging out and just talking about life and love and other mysteries and figuring out the stuff of the world, and not really any of that actually. We just talk about fun stuff or the stuff that we think is interesting, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. So we'll give some shout outs here real quick. I've got a few people in my chat. Obviously the majority of them are over on SLG because that page is not dead like mine is, but my lovely wife in the chat, Wesley Murtaka, my boy Wesley. Wesley hasn't forgotten that I'm still alive, and I love you, Wesley, for that. So, the Stacy Francois and Chris Waugh of Team 2474. Sorry, I messed that up. So, gracias for coming out tonight, guys. Appreciate it. And my girl Storm over there in the SLG chat, whatever the heck I'm supposed to say. So, Adam, you want to shout anybody else out that you maybe haven't already done?
Yeah,
so?
first, we got to give a shout out to Paul, Mr. Big Rat Pauly, for the 100 stars for Blake Maislin.
Ooh.
And then we got my boy John Benny Hill Harms coming in with 444 stars, followed by 44 stars, and then followed by 44 more stars. So 444.
444. Oh, perfect. Oh, I didn't even think of that. I was looking at it, it's like, hey, we got some stars. And it's like, oh, 44444. Head injury stars. We'll call
Head
those.
injury
So, yeah.
stars.
Yeah.
And of course, we got my boy Chris Tendo, the proprietor of Captain Tendo Gaming. One of
Love
the
you,
guys
Chris.
I'd really like to pop in and say hello. What's going on, Chris? It's good to see you, Captain. Thanks for coming aboard with us tonight. You're on the ship tonight, brother. If you haven't checked out Captain Tendo Gaming on Facebook, please do. He's a great dude, great streamer. Love being in there. Yeah, great guy. Everybody else from SLG that I have not seen right now, thank you so much for being here as well. Of course, Keith over at Gaming with Graybeard, another great streamer, which I know IRL. Make sure you check him out on Facebook as well. Other than that, just the rest of all of the delicious people. Thank you.
All the delicious people. No, I'm super stoked that all you guys have come out tonight. Means a ton. So happy to see you guys because we have a lot of fun doing this, and I hope you guys have fun watching. So yeah, I am thirsty, so I'm going to crack into my first beer here. I will introduce mine first because I'm just going to jump to the head of the line. That's how I like to do it here. This is from Mother's Brewery, my local brewery. Mother's Brewery, always refreshing, always delicious, always satisfying. Mother's Brewery, please sponsor me. Anyways, this is Three Blind Mice brown ale. I love this stuff. I think this was the first Mother's beer that I ever drank, and it's fantastic. It's delicious. It's dark. It's all the stuff that I like in a beer. So yeah, we're gonna crack this thing open because I need one. So Adam, what do you have?
Because I need one.
Because I need one. Well, do any of us really need beer? Well, yes, obviously we do.
Yes, obviously. So the last podcast we were here, I had my little bitch Corona premiere, but I decided to go a little more full throttle this week. Somewhat. I mean, I'm already going to get roasted for it. Thumb tacos if you're in here. I'm looking at you. This is Urban Artifacts photo booth. It is a grapefruit goes. And just a little side fact on the side of the can, it does say that this goes is brewed with 150 pounds of grapefruit zest in each 30 BBL batch.
Grapefruit zest?
I have no fucking idea what BBL means, but if you were going to go with it, basically, I think it just means that it's a lot of grapefruit zest.
Well, I love me some grapefruit. So yeah, I'm all about that life.
So I tried one a little earlier, and it is probably one of the best summer beers I could probably go for. It's got that really strong tart that you get from the grapefruit, but it's also very light and crushable, especially if you're by a pool or a body of water, something like that. To answer Keith's question, it does not have pulp. We are pulp-free.
Okay. Do you like pulp
in
your juice, like grapefruit juice, orange juice? Do you like pulp?
I don't mind it. I could go either way with it. Now I will say if there's, I would not want to do extra. Like I don't want to like chug and chew my orange juice, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But a reasonable amount of pulp is good. You know, I don't have a problem with it. I can understand why some people don't like it.
Yeah.
Just because of the, it gets in the teeth and all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah. But I go both ways with the pulp.
That's a good clip right there too. I keep saying I'm gonna do this, and I by gosh, I'm gonna do it someday, I swear. But I'm gonna compile clips of all the could be taken two ways comments that Adam has made in the podcast. So.
Android coitus.
And you're right. Oh my gosh. I am a big fan of pulp. I saw a meme on the internet recently where it was someone who they had a picture, and it's like when people ask like, do I want my orange juice with pulp or whatever, and it's just a glass with a whole bunch of peeled clementines, like the small oranges all in there, and it's like that's me, man. I want chunky, pulpy. I want to feel like I've actually eaten an orange when I drink a glass of orange juice.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how I like it. But there are some orange juices that you can buy that are extra pulp, and those are good enough for me. But yeah, I mean, even when I drink the extra pulp, sometimes I'm like, yeah, give me more, man. I need to have like stuck in between my teeth and stuff when I'm done. I was just thinking that sounds disgusting.
I say the questionable stuff here on this podcast.
I like pulp. Don't judge me.
I'm not afraid to say it.
Stacy says she's a pulpless gal. J-Flo says, I like pulp. It makes me feel like I'm drinking real food. Which, yeah, I will say I agree there. Storm says, just eat an orange. I love oranges too, but I also like to drink oranges because it's all you have to do is this and then this, and there's none of the peeling and the whatever. And like peeling oranges is like a whole nother deal. Like, the clementines, it's funny. Like I went until my adult life never knowing what a clementine was. And now it's like a life-changing thing because you just like, bzz, it's peeled, it's in your mouth, it's delicious. Whereas like peeling an orange is a freaking act of Congress, right? Yeah, you get the stuff all up in your fingernails, your fingers get stained, and then so.
We have strong convictions about our fruit here at the Beer O'Clock podcast.
We do. We have to get all our fruit discussions out before Thumb Tacos shows up and starts judging people, but whatever.
We have a house divided over at the Thomas household. Steve says Sunny D or bust. Terry says give me pulp.
Sunny
two
D.
opposite sides of the fence there.
Oh, I'm not going to bash you because you're a viewer, but Sunny D. Oh, man.
What?
Who hurt you?
Keith wants to know, Steve, do you eat an orange like an apple? Peel and all.
Peel and all. I've never done that, but there are people that do that. I didn't even know that was a thing. But yeah, supposedly it's got like all kinds of nutrients and stuff in it. But no, I eating an orange with the peel still on it, I think is like having sex with your clothes on. I'm not down for that. So you got to peel that. You got to peel it because all the good stuff's on the inside, right? You know, yeah. I didn't show up for the peel.
I didn't
wink.
show up for the peel.
The peel's all right.
Well, come on, baby. It ain't going to peel itself.
Yeah, the peel isn't putting the butts in the seats, if you know what I'm talking about here. So, yeah. Yeah, this is really a good beer. I'm already a good bit into it. I like this a lot.
Chris says, I love Sunny D. I eat the whole strawberry.
All right.
Greens and all. I think it was two separate comments. He likes Sunny D, but also in the eating the fruit whole conversation, he says he eats the whole strawberry with the green ends and all of it.
Oh, really? Oh, man. Yeah. See, I don't know. I like to get rid of all that kind of stuff. You know, I'll cut out the stems, or even like I just bought a whole mess of tomatoes so we can make some tacos. And like when I slice up or dice up the tomatoes, like I'll cut the little stem area off, which is like minuscule. It's nothing. You wouldn't even notice it, but I'll still cut it off. I don't know.
Right.
That's just how I am. You know? But I want my orange juice super thick. So I'm a man of contradictions, I suppose. So
he's all over the place with his fruit juice, folks.
Contradictions, eh?
We can't figure him out.
J-Flo says he's going to try a whole strawberry. You know, again, same deal. I'm sure it's really good for you because I've heard it's even the same thing about bananas. Eat the skin and everything, but I mean, I'm not going to. Even the monkeys peel the bananas. So, I mean, if they know better, you know, I'm not going to just like take a bite out of a banana. This reminds me of another funny picture I saw on the internet years ago where it's like, it's just a black background with a picture of a banana, and it's got like it diagrammed out, and it's like takes this whole part, which is the entire banana. It's like delicious fruit, and then the bottom like little black part, the butt of the banana, it like circles off that part, and it's like Satan's anus. So it's like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because have you ever accidentally eaten that little bottom part? It's traumatic. I don't know why, but like
I don't eat bananas. I don't like bananas.
You don't like bananas?
Banana flavored.
I'm trying to love you, man.
It's like probably the bottom of the scrap pile for fruit.
Wow. Oh man. Even like melon, like honeydew and crap like that, or cantaloupe. Like you like that better?
All of those over. I would eat all of those over. But
oh, Adam, man. Okay. All right, so first article of the day. We're moving.
I'm sorry, I've let you down.
No, man, that's insane. I love bananas. I've always loved bananas. That's just shocking to me. Is anybody else like that? Okay, Art Miller says bananas are awful. And he actually spelled awful correctly, so you get extra points for that because most people try to put an E in there, which is just unforgivable. So Storm says banana bread is super good. Banana bread is fantastic. Me and my daughter make some fantastic banana bread. Keep your nuts out of my banana bread. There's a clip for you right there. Yeah, no nuts in my banana bread. Just a frick load of bananas and some sugar and stuff like that. So
he says tomato juice or V8 or a Bloody Mary mix for your I don't know if he's asking for Bloody Marys specifically or if he's asking out of those three which ones would you pick, but tomato juice, V8 or Bloody Mary mix.
Oh, Stephen Thomas mentions banana Laffy Taffy. Steven, do you like banana Laffy Taffy? Because I love banana Laffy Taffy. Like I will seek those out. And it's funny because like it feels like nobody else likes them. Even people like bananas, I don't think like banana Laffy Taffy, but like I'm like, heck yes, I will find those people. I will like gather up all the banana Laffy Taffies. I love them. I love bananas. That's not an innuendo. So yeah, all about the bananas.
Yuck.
Yuck. If Steven says, I like the Laffy Taffy! Exclamation point. Yeah, dog. Stacy says banana Laffy Taffy's the best. That's right, girlfriend. That's right. Yeah. Oh man, banana bread with cream cheese while it's cold. Ooh, that sounds fantastic.
Steve says he highly recommends the Sucker Punch Bloody Mary mix, where John says Seven Peppers Bloody Mix is good, along with his mom's nuclear juice. And quick side story about the nuclear juice. It's a tomato juice spice blend that is in his family. And we were talking one day about our penchant for Bloody Mary mix and how we, sometimes can mix a domestic light beer with like Bloody Mary mix and stuff and drink that. And I was like, man, I do that too, actually. And people think I'm weird. And so now he's actually going to be sending me some nuclear juice. So I will be able to try the Harms Family Recipe tomato juice spice blend, which sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah. Nuclear
it's like
juice.
When you get
wow.
older, you get excited about tomato juice and socks.
That's true, right?
It's like the new awesome gifts is.
Yeah, when you get old, and I feel like I've had this conversation with multiple people lately. Like as you get older, like the stuff you get excited about gets considerably lamer.
For sure.
Like I remember as a kid, like cringing at the thought of like having to go to Lowe's with my family and stuff, and now it's like, man, Lowe's, heck yes, let's get out there, let's look at some lawnmowers, let's find a nice shovel. Yeah, the stuff you get excited about gets so much more lame as you get older, but
let's find a nice shovel.
Yeah, let's find ourselves a nice shovel. It's Saturday, baby. Shovels.
There was this video I watched where this dad was in a department store like that, and he was sitting on all of the different riding lawnmowers, and he was like acting like he was telling his kids to get out of the way and like trying to carry like a Fanta beer in one hand when he was driving it and trying to figure out where he was going to set it, things like that. And he like went from every single mower and he would do all of these things. And it was the funniest thing to watch because he's just preparing for his future.
Hey, dude, I swear, it's like the day that my kid was old enough to mow the yard was like shed a proud fatherly tear moment. It's like, yes, I'd never have to do this again.
I never have to do this.
And I have two sons, so like, if like one of them's down, I got backup, baby. So yeah,
right.
I've even got a daughter who likes mowing sometimes. So she's not gonna ask to do it every day or anything, but she's like, hey, I'll mow, and I'm like, heck yeah, girl, you get it. So
when I remember one time complaining about having to do the trash one night late at night because I was like I was like a kid, I was like already settled in playing games and stuff. My dad like yells at me to do the trash, and I was like, why do I have to do it? You're already downstairs. And his response was, why do you think I had kids, son? And I was like, well, thank you for putting that into perspective for me.
Putting that into perspective for me. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Yeah, the perspective, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. We got some. Charles Geist mentions banana runts. Banana runts I love as well. And again, those are the ones that nobody else wants as well. So yeah, banana runts. Stacy Francois says, I got excited over new rags and towels the other day. So the lame stuff we get excited about as we get older.
No shame in the game.
Right.
Andrew has a Beer O'Clock podcast question. He says, do you guys have a drink you wanted to drink as a kid, and then when you finally tried it as an adult, you were like, this is shit?
You want to answer that first, or do you want me to go?
You go ahead. I think I got to think about it.
Okay. I don't know that I would 100% say that this was, well, no, I wouldn't 100% say that. I would say the first time I tried whiskey, I was like, whoa, this is shocking. But I didn't hate it though. So that's why I say like, I can't 100%, agree with the scenario or whatever. But like, yeah, I remember drinking it and being like, whoa, God, this is not at all what I was expecting. But then I also remembered thinking like, okay, I guess this is why the people in the movies usually kind of sip this stuff. Like they're not just like knocking them back necessarily, unless they're trying to get some work done, But yeah, I think whiskey was pretty shocking for me the first time. But I'm a whiskey guy. I love whiskey, so
I would probably have to say red wine.
Red wine, yeah.
Yeah, because like as a kid, I really like grapes, and I still do. I like grape juice. And you're thinking like, oh, this is Concord grape juice, but it's got alcohol in it. It's got to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you try the driest, most, rich red wine you ever probably tried, and it instantly dries your mouth out. You feel like you could peel your gums off.
Right.
This is awful.
Yeah, it's definitely not Welch's. Yeah, so if you're expecting that, which actually, I mean, I guess I could kind of echo really what you just said there. But yeah, it was the same sort of deal where it's like, whoa, this is not like grape juice at all.
At all.
But that's what sangria is for. Lovely
That's
sangria.
true.
Yeah, love me some sangria. And I
Yeah.
don't care who knows it, Thumb Tacos. So,
Do you like pulp in your sangria?
hey, I'll take it. Actually, there's a local place that like makes their own like fresh sangria that man, it's really good. And yeah, and I'll take some pulp in it too. Or like
I'll take some pulp in it too.
like like they'll have the orange slices or whatever like floating in it even, and it's just like yeah. I just want all of it, man. I just want to throw that down the mouth hole. So
Steven says Jägermeister. John says brandy. I don't know who could drink that water on purpose.
yeah.
And then going back to your disgusting banana conversation, Keith says Chunky Monkey ice cream is amazing. Banana flavored with chocolate chunks and nuts.
Yeah. It's good stuff, man.
You enjoy that. Enjoy that, Keith. You enjoy your disgusting banana ice cream.
Enjoy it in good health, right?
You don't have to worry about me beating you out of the market or anything like that. And Jägermeister, I used to like Jägermeister a lot when I was younger, but as I get older, I'm like, why does anybody want to drink this? This is gross. Maybe I just love the appeal of the Jägermeister and Red Bull Jaeger bombs back in my 20s, but now I'm like, dear Lord, if I drank 2 Jaeger bombs, I would have end up running down my street naked like, Will Ferrell in Old School. Hey, honey, you think KFC's still open?
Yeah, that's one of those things that you drink, like I said, when you're trying to get work done. Yeah, it's
Right.
yeah, you're drinking with a purpose at that point, typically, but which I'm not really that way, so it's like that's not really something that's tempting for me. Like I've had it before, and it's not bad or whatever. You know what it kind of reminds me of is well, it's kind of the same as like Red Bull in that like it has a very strong and distinctive taste that almost kind of tastes a little, I don't know if this is even the right word, but like burned is the thing that I always think of. It tastes a little burned, like when it was getting cooked, like it got a little bit overdone or something. But yeah. Jaeger is not something that I really look to.
Elliot's all in for the fart naming game already.
Elliot's already calling him out. Do we want to do a round real quick, Adam?
Yeah, why not?
Nah, what the hell, Elliot? Well, only for you though, Elliot. Since you're a good dude. All right, here we go. Hold on one second while I get this set up on my phone. Okay, so we're gonna play a round of fart roulette. We'll probably just play one at least for now, but we may come back and do more in a little bit. But the way the fart roulette works is I'm gonna play a fart noise off a soundboard on my phone, and then we'll have a competition to see whose name is the best. So we picked. I picked my top 2. Adam, you pick your top 2, and then I'll add them to a poll here in the Facebook feed. So sound good? Everybody ready?
Sounds great.
All right, let me pause the music here so we can get a little bit of silence. So, and Elliot said number 37. So for my boy Elliot, everybody listen up.
I can't hear it.
You still can't hear? That's insane. Let's try this again.
Okay, I had to turn on
Probably
the
hitting your
volume on
nose
my
gate,
PC,
Steve.
but I heard it.
No, my mic's definitely picking it up. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
All right. So let's start getting some names on that. Drop them in the chat, and we will get a poll going here to choose which one's the best. Which shoot, now I got to get a poll ready. Yeah, fart roulette is a regular fixture over at twitch.tv/TheRetroDeathRow. So yeah, come join us over there sometime.
Elliot says the Cleo Shatra.
Oh, great name.
Wet Baby Rag.
Oh. That was a fart from Royal Dream. The Cornhusker, says Keith. Wow.
The Cornhusker.
Adams, my brother says Uncle Seamus. Stacy, Ben and Jerry's Sweaty Balls ice cream was the best. It was vanilla with chocolate covered rum malt balls. I didn't even know that existed. Wow. So, man, that's crazy.
Art says that fart was a Shart Miller because his name's Art Miller.
Oh,
Shart Miller.
Nice.
John's got the grumpy old punishing squeezer.
Grumpy old punishing squeezer. Yeah, Uncle Seamus. I like Uncle Seamus.
Cornhusker is good. Accurate.
I like that too. Yeah.
All right. How long are we leaving voting options open? Don't be afraid to put your fart name in the chat, folks. This is about as free-spirited as you can possibly be.
Charles Geist says the Jackson Pollock.
You say polyp?
No, Jackson Pollock, like the artist.
Oh, okay. I was like, polyp.
I won't point out that it sounds like Adam doesn't know who Jackson Pollock is.
I don't know.
I don't know who it is. Okay, so all right, so you pick your top two names, and I'll pick my top two.
I have to go with Cleopatra and the Cornhusker.
Okay.
Have to.
Cornhusker.
Polyp would have been hilarious, says Elliot. Thank you.
That's true. The Jackson Polyp would have actually been a little more appropriate. So you missed out there, Charles. But yeah, I'm going to go. I had two in my chat, so I'm going to add Uncle Seamus and the Jackson Pollock, a.k.a. the Jackson Pollock. So, okay, we're publishing the poll right now. I don't know if it's going to come up on both pages or not. So if the poll does not show up over on Retro Death Row, which I know some of you guys are watching over there, go to Server Life Gaming, fb.gg/Server Life Gaming, or you can just go to Server Life Gaming here on Facebook, and find the podcast is live over there as well, and you can vote right there. So yeah, but yeah, we'll go ahead and say we'll take our votes now. No, it did look like it goes to both pages. So sweet, yeah, get those votes in, and we'll announce a winner here in just a little bit.
Steve Thomas says the fart name is whoops, that had pulp.
That had pulp. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I swear every time we're finished with this podcast, like I'm shocked that we're able to get through it without me royally screwing something up, because like no joke, I've got like monitor, phone, a laptop with multiple screens going on it. It's like the op center over here trying to keep this thing up and running. So yeah, it's always an interesting time.
I'm just over here drinking beer.
Yeah, just drinking beer and looking good, right? So, while
somebody's got to do it.
Exactly, right? Someone's got to hold it down for us. So, while we're letting votes come in, let's have a look at our first article of the night, shall we? All right, so Subway customer baffles employee with unreal sandwich order. And then the quote is, "Y'all don't get paid enough for this." A Subway customer is turning plenty of heads online with her unreal sandwich order. For the past several months, Subway customers have been going viral for their bizarre requests, whether it's by asking for cookie crumbs on their subs or having the bread toasted to a crisp. Patrons of the fast food chain seem to have a way of freaking the internet out. This, I'm going to play the video, but I'm going to turn off the sound because there really isn't anything to see in this. But this woman goes through and orders her sub, and she asks for Chipotle Southwest dressing on it. Well, not only does she ask for Chipotle Southwest dressing on it, like she has the girl squeezing it on there and squeezing it, no joke, until it's like a puddle of this Chipotle Southwest dressing. And there's no way anyone could eat that. Like, the girl's squeezing and squeezing, like you can tell that her arms are getting tired from squeezing this much dressing on the sandwich. And when she's done, you actually hear the bottle go pfft. So like she's reached the bottom of the bottle by this point. But this person, I'm pretty sure, was really just doing this for the TikTok clout that comes with, I mean, trolling, I guess, your local fast food employee. But my comment on this is, well, okay, a few observations, maybe I should say here. I love the quotation, "Y'all don't get paid enough for this," because having grown up in Arkansas, my brain automatically reads it as, "Y'all don't get paid enough for this." But it's like, yeah, you're right. These fast food employees are probably not rolling in the dough or anything, and they don't deserve to be trolled by someone like that just for TikTok views, because I imagine that's probably a pretty uncomfortable situation. Now, that being said, however, if a fast food restaurant employee is going to be trolled, the person who deserves it the most absolutely is a Subway employee. And the only reason why I say that is this is like, actually, let me ask you first, Adam. Do you like Subway? Are you a fan of Subway?
I mean, I would eat Subway. I'm never like out trying to think about where I want to go to eat, and I'm like, damn, you know what sounds good? A Subway $5 footlong. I think if anything, anytime I've ever ate at Subway was like because it was only $5 for a sandwich. Of course, it's not $5 for a sandwich now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't they get rid of the $5 footlongs?
They did.
Ah, man.
But I'm never like, oh my gosh, this would be amazing.
Yeah.
Gotta have it.
This is the thing that bothers me about Subway, and I'm being facetious when I say that that Subway employees deserve to be trolled. But like, this is the problem that I have with Subway, is like the way that Subway sandwich people make sandwiches is like they're an alien from outer space that has never eaten or even heard of a sandwich other than being told about it secondhand. And like, this is, you put it on bread and you put this on it and you put this on it and you squirt some of this on it. It's like the proportions of the stuff that you get on a Subway sandwich. It's like, how much lettuce can one person eat on a sandwich? They love to just destroy the sandwich with like condiments, where it's like, how in the world do you think that anyone wants that many black olives? Like, a handful, maybe, if it's a foot long or something. Or it's like, let me have some jalapenos, and it's like, it's just wrecked with jalapenos. Or I like mustard. I like mustard a lot, actually. The amount of mustard that you get, I always have to tell them light mustard, and even light mustard is way too much mustard. It's like, how do you get the proportions this wrong? You only make sandwiches. How does this happen? And I'm not going to play it on here because the language is really rough. But if anyone out there agrees even partially on this, you ought to go to YouTube and search for a video by the Game Grumps where they talk about Subway, and he basically airs all the grievances that he has with Subway. And it's like, I 100% feel that way. I can't stand Subway, and it's like I have to hold to their hands so much through making the sandwich that I kind of feel like I should have just made this myself. Why did I pay money for this? Why did I show up here to hold your hand through making a sandwich that when I'm done, I'm like, I could have done a better job than this. So, yeah.
Because you don't have all the sandwich stuff, clearly.
Yeah, I just in that video he's like, I put some spinach on there, and then they just destroy it with spinach. He's like, I want 6 other things. How am I supposed to get them now? And it's like, that's how it is. It's like when you can't fold a sandwich because there's so much crap in it.
It's too much.
It's too much. It's too much.
It's too much.
The sandwich should at least be able to be closed. And I don't want like a pound of spinach or lettuce or something. Even if it's something that I love, I don't want that much of it. So let's have a look and see how our poll's doing here. But I've clearly got issues with Subway. I'll just say that. And I'll cop to it.
Sounds like a Steve gripe more than an article, to be honest.
Right, yeah. that was your Steve gripe for the day, because I really don't have a Steve gripe. But yeah, that's why I wanted to bring that one, because I knew I didn't have a Steve gripe for you. So the Cornhusker, it has a strong lead with 63% of the votes. Cleopatra with 38%. So those are our top contenders. Jackson Pollock with 11%. And sadly, Uncle Seamus was 0. But Uncle Seamus, you got my vote. But I can't vote because I'm running the podcast, so... Anyways,
I can't vote either, actually.
Yeah, So maybe that's the thing. It won't let us vote. I thought we used to be able to vote. Maybe they changed that, because when I try to vote now, it's like voting error. So
yeah, I just get the circle with the line through it.
Thank God Facebook is making such valuable updates to their service that are really making this a truly effective and competitive platform for other streaming platforms. Let's just hold on, everybody. We're going to pause the music here, and we're going to get serious. Let's get real for a second, guys. Thank you, Facebook, for making this change that clearly all of us asked for. You have shown you have our best interests in mind and want to see us succeed. Taking away our ability to vote in this poll will make all of our streams better. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. Thank you, Facebook staff. Thank you, Facebook.
Thank you. They're clearly listening.
Yeah, they're clearly listening. Yeah. Facebook only pays attention when it's going to make them money in some way or another. So, let's have a look here, see where we're at in our votes. And do you want to crown a winner for our fart roulette, or do we want to let the votes go for a little while longer?
I think it's time. I mean, how big was the lead of Cornhusker over the Cleopatra?
Cornhusker, 50% of the votes. Cleopatra, 20%. Jackson Pollock. It's changing even now. Well, maybe we need to leave it open for a little while longer.
Okay, all right.
Cornhusker 45, Cleopatra 27%. Those are the top two. Jackson Pollock 18%, Uncle Seamus 9%. We'll keep the voting open, guys. We'll keep the voting open. Clearly, you've shown us that you care about it. So, we'll go ahead and go on to our next article of the night. I did forget to mention, though, at the top of the show that we have a surprise giveaway this evening. What? Get hyped, people. There's going to be a giveaway tonight. So you got to pay attention, and you can't leave, because if you do, you're dead to us. So.
If you do, we know who you are.
Yeah. Facebook, along with all the other incredibly valuable updates that they've made to the platform, have helped us track when people leave the stream. So if you do, we're watching. Anyways.
We're watching. That was so ominous.
We're watching. We know what you did last summer. Oh my gosh. Remember when those movies were like so big?
I do.
All I remember is
Sarah Michelle Gellar was like one of the biggest actresses on the planet, it seemed like.
Oh, see, I was going for Jennifer Love Hewitt there. But as we discussed recently,
too, I guess.
Yeah. So Burger King shocks customers with insane new menu item. Quote, "My stomach would kill me." There's a new 1 pound burger at Burger King and fast food food fans are absolutely losing it. Good Lord, I haven't had that much beer. It's just been one. So over the last few months, Burger King locations around the world have stunned customers with some pretty extreme offerings. The chain launched a chocolate Whopper in Taiwan, debuted a quote-unquote fake burger in Japan, and given away free potatoes in France. And now a new item has social media losing its mind. It's called, and I quote, the meat wall. I want to claim that name of meat wall.
The meat wall.
And apparently it's very spicy. So Japan to release, and I'm assuming meat wall, like, or this, it shows here strong magma, sorry, in the translation. But yeah, look at that, 4 patties. You got some cheese in there. I mean, that's 4 patties. It says the sandwich, only available at Burger King in Japan, has been formally dubbed the Strong Magma Super 1-pound beef burger. It features 4 patties, 2 slices of cheese, a mysterious spicy powder made of Japanese peppers. Customers,
a mysterious spicy powder,
right? Okay. The fact that they're not even disclosing what the powder is nuts.
Could you say rub or something and make us all feel better about it, that you're not using a biological agent on this burger, please?
Look at this. Customers who finish the burger will earn a celebratory sticker. So you eat the burger, you get a sticker. It's what every grown-up wants.
Oh my god.
Would you eat that?
No.
Would knowing what's in the powder make a change for you in that?
First of all, I have 2 things to say about this. One, it's just not to be confused with wall meat from the Castlevania series. Although I do feel like this is something that Simon Belmont would eat and faced with the task of destroying Dracula and vanquishing evil. Second, the strong magma keeps wanting me to go liquid hot magma.
Liquid
from
hot.
Dr. Evil. I can't look at it and not think that in my face. In my brain, rather. I've said face because Queen Elizabeth's face also creeps me out on that webpage that we're looking at right now.
Yeah, and it's like, what are these articles that it's suggesting over here on this side? It's like, good Lord. That's sometimes the dice that you roll when you're showing a webpage, because it's like, yeah, this is what we want to show you now. So, yeah.
And lastly, it's just too much, dude. Like, that would just be such an undertaking to try and eat. Like, imagine the amount of work you would have to do to try to take a bite out of that and encompass the whole sandwich.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it would just be that's like a knife and fork thing, and who the hell wants to knife and fork a burger?
Yeah, you
like
can't.
The whole thing.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Even restaurant burgers, like no knife and fork, or no, I just can't do that.
Cut it in half, I'm here for it.
Yeah, cut it in half is one thing. Yeah.
But to knife and fork an entire burger, come on, we're better than that, right?
That is so much beef. Like,
it is.
Like, your colon is going to be begging for mercy after eating all that. It's like, I don't think after eating that much red meat, you would poop again for the rest of the month, if not for the mysterious spicy powder that will probably clear everything out of your body.
The spicy powder is probably a powdered laxative of some sort in order to aid the burger through your digestive system.
If we didn't include the mysterious spicy powder, it can have serious repercussions. So it's like you try to order it without the powder, and they're like, I'm sorry, you have to have it with the powder. It's the only way we offer this burger.
It's the only way we offer this burger. Trust me, if you don't want to go to the hospital, you'll put the spicy powder on your burger.
Social media users around the world had plenty to say about the Burger King 1-pound burger. Some called it the item insane or a monstrosity. If they took off half the patties, I would totally try it, one Twitter user wrote. As is, my stomach would kill me if I tried to eat that much. Man, I can't even think of... I'm kind of the same way as that one Twitter guy is. I might try it if they took half the patties off, but yeah.
You see where it says spam burger?
I did see that, yeah.
Right, so we talked about that. So Art, who I work with, Art Miller in the chat, that disgusting man brought over mayonnaise and Oreos to me and was like, "So when are we eating this?" And I about threw up right in front of him, and then he proceeded to try it within eyesight of me, dipped an Oreo in mayonnaise, and ate it.
Wow.
And he said I would eat that burger and the Spam and Oreo burger. And to that I reply, if you can eat an Oreo dipped in mayonnaise, you can eat any damn thing you want. You've already passed the test. There's nothing beyond you at that point. You made
Right.
it.
Yeah. It's
Congratulations.
like, okay, we've reached the end. This is all there is.
Yes,
There's nothing
that's
else
all
after
there is.
this.
I can't be surprised by anything anymore.
Like it says here, Pizza Hut raised eyebrows with its nothing but stuffed crust pizza. So is it just a massive crust with cheese on the inside? That's a calzone, people. What in the world is going on in the world of food right now?
It's like the grilled cheese melt situation.
Right? Oh man, yeah, yeah. Grilled cheese melts. It's dogs and cats sleeping together. Whatever. I forget how that quote goes, but yeah. Oh wow, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, me, I love spicy stuff, and I'm intrigued by it, especially the fact that they like give you a prize for eating it. I mean, even though it's a sticker, but still. But yeah, that is way too much beef. Like I said, if I did get it, if I was able to get my hands, I would take off 2 patties. Yeah. So, Adam, my brother Adam says, probably some cocaine going on in this mysterious powder.
I mean, there's got to be something in it, right? It can't just be spicy, like a spicy rub or dehydrated peppers or something, because if that's the case, it would not have the title Mysteriously Spicy Powder.
Right? Yeah, yeah. The fact that they don't even name it, they don't even call it the meat wall powder or something like that. It's like, no, this is the mysterious spicy powder. Yeah.
And then Art has the audacity to say Oreo and mayo wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad.
Oh, Art.
You see, they would have burned you at the stake for some shit like that back in the 1800s, man. You better be careful.
Wow. Charles Guy says that someone who worked at Fuddruckers in college, a 1-pound burger is pretty normal. I don't know. I guess I've just never eaten a burger that big. I mean, I've had some big burgers, but yeah, I don't know. Like my wife and I were just talking about this the other day. That much beef. I mean, unless it's a nice steak or something. If it's a steak, heck yes, I'll eat a whole pound of it. But yeah, if it's a hamburger, no, because I mean, hamburger, while it's good, I love hamburger, but it's greasy as heck, and just there's all kinds of crap in it and stuff. I'm just that's not gonna do it for me. So.
Well, I feel like this is kind of a throwback to your sandwich gripe, you know? I mean, with that much beef on the sandwich, you would need an exponential amount of toppings or other things to make it counteract the overwhelming beef taste. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you don't want, well, I mean, of course, I know there's some people in the chat who probably eat their burgers plain, where it's like the burger with mustard or ketchup and then the bun and then that's it. But it's like, no, I want stuff on my burger. You know, I'm a grown up. I like to have toppings, you know, so I don't want to eat that much beef unless I have like a whole bunch of other stuff with it too. But yeah, so that much meat, there was only 1 slice of cheese in that picture, dude. You know, there was 2. Carrie says there was 2.
Like only in between the middle.
Oh, that is true.
You read it.
Something.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, it just again, I think morbid curiosity. If I could get all to one, I'd strip 2 patties and then give it a few bites. But yeah, I'm not eating that thing as is. As Charles says, I'm taking your fat kid card, Steve. You don't deserve it anymore. Chris Allen says, I have to at least have a tomato. I love a good tomato on my hamburger. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
pickles is the big thing for me on a burger.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm only forced to be able to put one thing on a burger, it's got to be a pickle.
Yeah.
Pickle is the alpha and the omega burger topping.
Sweet pickles or dill pickles?
dill pickles. I mean, I'll eat some bread and butter pickles for sure, but I think, I mean, if I have my choice, I'm overwhelming like a garlic dill pickle. That's like in the refrigerated pickles, because there's a huge difference between pickles that you get out of the refrigerated section versus the ones that are just sitting on the shelf. I mean, huge difference, right?
Absolutely,
So-
people. Take notes. Take notes. For refrigerator section pickles is an entirely different beast than just the regular condiment aisle pickles. If you have the
Yeah.
refrigerator section pickles, you will never go back to condiment aisle pickles. The only condiment aisle pickles that I get are like literally just the hamburger slices that, you know, that I'll use for that. Otherwise, if I'm eating a pickle, I'm eating a damn pickle. And like,
Right.
yeah, I'm not getting Vlasic or any of that garbage. You know, give me whatever. What's Clausen pickles? They just snap when you eat them. Like if you're eating like the pickle halves, you got to kind of work a little bit to bite it off. Oh, good gosh, man! Just talking about that.
See,
makes me want
halves are
one.
my go-to. I usually buy halves at the store.
No, halves are
Like, I'm
yeah, halves are definitely the best. Yeah, halves are even above Spears, above any of that stuff. Halves are the best. Either halves or the little mini pickles, whatever those are called. But yeah, the halves are freaking good, dude.
Yeah, man.
And like you said, garlic pickled. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a garlic dill pickle. Get out of here.
Get it.
I would eat the whole damn jar. Clausen makes a hot and spicy pickle. Now, granted, they're only available in Spears and chips. I haven't seen them in the halves yet. But the hot and spicy pickles, man. Oh my god. I've like been known to like eat like the entire thing at 2 a.m. after a couple more of these grapefruit gozes here.
Yeah, really. No, dude, those are good, and you're right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they only come in the Spears or the slices. I wish they had them in halves, but I've never seen them myself. But yeah, they're good, and they're spicy without being like overpowering or anything. It's just, yeah, it's good stuff, dude. Good stuff. We're not getting paid by Clausen Pickles, by the way. I wish we were. Clausen, sponsor us, please. BeerClockPodcast.com.
Mother's Brewery or Clausen, anybody.
Right,
Any of you two.
Mother's Brewery or Clausen.
How do you like your meat? Rare, medium well? How do you like it? Andrew has a Beer Clock Pod question.
Good question. I'm a beef, lol. But we're chatting over there, Willie Will. I saw your comment. You're on the right page.
Oh, what's up, Willie?
Medium rare for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm more of a medium all the way around guy. Steak and burger.
Yeah.
I used to be a medium rare, but I went out too many places and I found that medium rare is really hard for a lot of steak places to get right. So I either got a rare as shit steak or I got one that was like kind of really overdone. But I feel like everybody kind of knows how to do medium, right? So I just settled on medium.
That's kind of where I'm at, except for that's why I chose medium rare. Is number one, I like medium rare, but if I order medium, I'm more likely to get medium well. If at least this has been my experiences, I'm more likely to get medium well. If I order medium rare, I might get medium rare, which is actually what I want. Or I might get a medium, and I'm okay with either one of those. I like a medium. I prefer a medium rare, but yeah, if you order it, you know, it just seems like people, and I think it's because they want to make sure that it's cooked well enough to not get sent back or you know, not make anybody sick. People tend to overcook because of that. So you kind of have a little bit more grace on the side of having it a medium versus medium rare. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But Terry Thomas says, like my steak barely cooked. I'll eat that too, honestly. Medium rare is my preference, but dude, I just like steak, man.
Man, I can't do like, it's not that I can't do it. I mean, I would eat it. I'm not grossed out by it or anything like that. I just don't like how just overwhelmingly chewy rare steak is.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like you got to work for it. And I feel like you don't even get that much more flavor out of it to warrant all of the chomping that you have to do. And like sometimes like the rareness will like hit me in a texture thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you know what I'm talking about, like sometimes you're just like, oh my gosh, almost gagged there. You know, like but I'm not like, it's not because I'm grossed out by how like pink the meat is or anything like that, or like there's blood everywhere or something like that doesn't bother me. But it's just to me, it's just like all of the chewing and like again like the texture.
True. Well, and that's another thing. I would be more likely to eat a rare steak that a friend cooked than I would at a restaurant because, I mean, I think again, because it's the question of what the cut of meat is going to be like or the quality of that meat. It's kind of the same thing of like my whole medium rare versus medium thing that I just said there is that like there's a lot of variables that go into play with that. But I don't mind a rare, but it has to be a nice piece of meat and it needs to be, cooked properly. So,
the clip potential in this conversation has been catastrophic.
Yeah, right. I like meat. Yeah. Willie Will with 100 stars. Thank you, Will. Appreciate that. Well, sorry, go for that. What did you say, Adam?
I said, like, it doesn't gross me out how pink the meat is.
Yeah, as long as it's been trimmed.
As long as it's been trimmed.
Adam says, any pickle juice drinkers out there that aren't too ashamed to admit it, you degenerates?
I'd drink the shit out of some pickle juice.
Pickle juice, yeah.
The first one to cop to that.
I like to brine chicken in it. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but it's nice to brine some chicken with. Get some pickle juice, brine that chicken. It's freaking juicy and flavorful. Heck yeah. J Flo says, I heard pickle juice has natural antacid properties. And he says that he is also a degenerate, aka he drinks the pickle juice. So I don't know. I think there was a time like as a kid where I was curious and drank it a little bit, but I don't know. It's just too much salt for me. But I do love pickles though, man. I'm all about those pickles. It's like there was that scene in The Office where Michael Scott takes Aaron to the restaurant and the guy brings him his burger and he's like, hey, excuse me, I ordered this burger with extra pickles and there's only like 5 or 6. Can I get more pickles, please? And it's like, first of all, it's like 5 or 6 pickles. I like the way you think, sir. But then he's also like, yeah, can I get some extra pickles? While they kind of meant that as comedy, I'm like, no, I kind of see where he's coming from there. I want a buttload of pickles when I eat my burger. I want pickles all over that burger and I want pickles on the side that I can eat when I'm done with the burger and throughout the process separately from the burger. So,
but see, also I identify with that scene because the waiter, upon hearing all of this, as me being a server in my career choice, he goes just with the most like mundane, monotone voice, like, I'll be back with a bowl of pickles.
Yes,
for you.
I'll be back with a bowl of pickles. Yeah, it's like he's speaking to a child.
Yeah, it's just like that's how you feel sometimes, because sometimes, man, people are just outrageous with the amount of like sauce and stuff that they want, and it's like at some point, like you're pulling out the dad comments, like, "Well, I'll just come back with a 5-gallon bucket full of ranch for you."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. It's, man, yeah, bring those pickles, baby. But yeah, I love the tone that guy, he's like, yes, I'll bring you a bowl of pickles, where he's just basically like, F my life.
I'm disgusted at this right now. Yeah.
Yeah. J Flo says, I love extra pickles with my spicy chicken sandwiches, to which I will say, excellent segue to the next article. Restaurant brands pit Burger King against Popeyes in the chicken sandwich wars. At this point in the chicken sandwich wars, a fast food chain needs to have its own version just to remain relevant, even if it doesn't really move the needle on sales. Any announcement that a new version will be hitting the market is pretty much greeted with a yawn, yet Burger King's decision to introduce its own chicken sandwich is different because its parent holding company, Restaurant Brands International. Boy, if a name didn't ever inspire confidence, Restaurant Brands International. It's like if they were named Food Company Incorporated or something. It's like, that is the most generic name. But anyways, they also own Popeyes. So Burger King coming with the spicy chicken sandwich. We all know the hubbub that came with the Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich. Anybody remember that? Adam, do you remember that? Like when Popeyes was just wrecked with people trying to get the chicken sandwich. Like I remember driving by Popeyes and the line would be out into the street of people getting chicken sandwiches. There were people that robbed Popeyes to get a hold of the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
I would love to point out there was actually a grown man that was stabbed to death over a chicken sandwich at Popeyes.
That's insane.
And if that's
I don't
not
know
something that humanity needs to take a good long look at yourself in the mirror, you know, like, can you imagine being the dude that's sitting there like bleeding out on a Popeyes floor and like his thoughts are like, this was all over a chicken sandwich. Like, what the hell? Like, I could not believe that story. I like harped on it for weeks at my job. Like anytime that like they brought up the chicken sandwich, I'm like, some guy died because of one. Like, and then I especially brought it up when I actually ordered one and got it. And, you know, like me and my wife got them and I took a bite out of it. And of course, my smart ass self was like, this good enough to die over?
Oh my gosh.
You know?
The murderer was probably a pickle juice drinker.
It's probably a pickle juice drinker.
He's knocking back some Vlasic out there in the parking lot. It's go time.
Getting amped.
Of course, you know how these pictures are, but this picture looks delicious. I want to eat this. And look at those pickle slices. Frick, those things are thick. Those are THICC thick pickle slices. I want that thing in my mouth.
I would eat that.
Yeah, I would absolutely eat that. So who knows when we'll
He
actually
says
be able to
that's
get
how
a...
Uncle Ben's gonna die in the next Spider-Man remake. He's gonna be stabbed at Popeye.
And with great power comes great responsibility. And then you see Peter putting on his Popeyes chicken hat, and he's like, "Welcome to Popeyes. How may I help you?"
Welcome to Popeyes. How may I help you?
Oh my gosh. I want to eat that sandwich, but we'll see how this goes. But yeah, freaking love a spicy chicken sandwich. So I've seen some comments in the chat here. Jay Flo says Whataburger has one now. I dare not try it. Which I know, I love Whataburger. Of course, I don't know. They may not know chicken. Of course, burgers are their thing, but he says Sonic's is not good. I didn't even know Sonic had one. We don't have Whataburger around here, so I was not aware of that. But what my question was going to be is, best spicy chicken sandwiches. What do you think? Wendy's has had the spicy chicken sandwich forever and was a longtime favorite of mine. Who was it? Someone over in your chat described the Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich as being God tier, to which I would say, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That is some damn good chicken, and it's the Lord's chicken, so you know it's going to be extra good and blessed. So, what do you think's the best spicy chicken sandwich?
Well, not to plug my boy Chris Tendo again, but I was in his stream yesterday, and he was saying that he tried the new McDonald's crispy chicken sandwich, and he compared it down to the taste, the look, even down to the wrapper. He said that it was spot on Chick-fil-A.
Really?
And he was very happy about it, because now he's like, now I can get Chick-fil-A. I don't have to drive all the way, you know, down the world to go get one. You know, it's because obviously there's McDonald's everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
So I thought about that, and I almost got one today for lunch. I almost did. Now I kind of wish I did, because then I could have really weighed in on this topic. But
I'm gonna have to get one, man. After hearing a recommendation
that's
like
quite an
that.
endorsement, though.
That is seriously, yeah. Because have you had the McDonald's spicy chicken nuggets?
I have not.
I tried those just recently, and they were good. They were good. Now that being said, not a lot of depth of flavor. Like, it really kind of only hits one note. So what my fear was that the McDonald's spicy chicken sandwich would just be like a chicken breast version of that, you know, basically. But that's a really strong recommendation, and I love me some Chris Tendo, so I don't know. Maybe it's worth a shot.
Take it. Maybe it's worth a shot.
Yeah. So
So to answer your question, I guess, so far, out of all of the spicy chicken sandwiches that I've had from fast food chains, Wendy's takes the cake hands down.
Really?
of all of the ones that I have tried. Now, granted, like you, I haven't had Whataburger or In-N-Out or anything like that, but I will very soon because I'm going to Arizona in a couple weeks and they have Whataburgers and In-N-Out burgers.
Oh, nice.
Definitely gonna try. I'm gonna try one from each place because I feel like I gotta. But yeah, so I've had like the main spicy chicken sandwiches, the McDonald's, the Wendy's, the Arby's, you know, this and that things. But I'd have to land on Wendy's spicy chicken. For sure.
Wendy's spicy chicken is kind of the classic, you know. It's the one that I know the most, and it's the one that I've had for years and years and years. I will say though that I can't go back to it. If I'm at Wendy's, I will get the Asiago spicy chicken because you get that. I think it's Swiss on it, and then you get like some dressing of some form or whatever. But it's the Asiago spicy chicken sandwich, and it's damn good. That being said, though, like I said a minute ago, man, that Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich is god tier. I hate it because I love Popeyes, but I had their spicy chicken sandwich twice, and both times it was not great. Definitely was disappointed with it. And it's a shame because I freaking love Popeye's spicy chicken. I am down for spicy chicken any freaking time. J-Flo made a really good call out, which I will second what he said. He said, where did it go? In lieu of spicy chicken at KFC, the Nashville Heat Chicken Little with extra pickles is fantastic. So we had this discussion.
I've had that.
Have you? Okay. See, we were discussing. You're right. It is very good. We were discussing this recently in one of my streams, in that of like what are the best, like most affordable items that you can get from a fast food joint. Because like you're out and about, you want to get just a little something to kind of hold you over or whatever, but like the whole criteria was like it has to be less than $2. It has to be at least semi-filling and taste great, obviously. And the KFC Chicken Littles is definitely one of them. I think it's like $1.79 or whatever. But it's a decent size little, like it's bigger than a slider, but it's not as big as a full-size sandwich. But the Nashville Hot Chicken Little from KFC is very, very good. I like it without mayo because I'm not a mayo guy, but extra pickles, like J-Flo said. Now, KFC, which he reminds me, KFC has a Nashville Hot spicy chicken sandwich that they offer. I ate it recently. It was very good, but like anything I've had at KFC, it was greasy as hell, and I crapped like 4 times in the next hour after eating it. So KFC is immediately off the list. So yeah, for me, of all the ones that I've tried, and of course I haven't tried them all, the Chick-fil-A is going to be a number one. Chicken Little, if I'm going, would be next if I'm throwing that one in the list. But if we're going full-size chicken sandwiches, I think the next one would be that Wendy's Asiago spicy chicken. So.
All right. Well, you want to try our first inaugural Beer O'Clock podcast giveaway?
Yeah. I was just about to ask you about that. So yeah, good timing. Let me bring up.
Be.
Okay, so we're gonna do this first ever Beer O'Clock podcast giveaway, and we've got some questions together for you guys to answer. These questions are centered around content of the Beer O'Clock podcast. So if you've listened to the podcast, you're gonna have a leg up, folks. A leg up, he said. So I cracked open my second. This is a Founders Brewing Dirty Bastard Scotch style ale, and it's really, really good. I don't know if you've ever had one of these, but so good it's almost wrong.
I've had a Scotch ale before.
Dark ruby in color and brewed with 7 varieties of imported malts, complex in finish with hints of smoke and peat. I'm not going to read anymore. It's really good, though. It's not Mother's Brewery good, but it's good.
If you like Scottish ale, there's a local brewery out here named Mad Tree, and they make a beer called Thunder Snow, and it's a Scottish ale, and it's really good. If you like that kind of thing, if I find some, I'll have to pick you up some because it's I don't even really like that kind of beer, but I'd drink that. So if you like that style of beer, then I think you'd probably really like it.
I do like that style of beer. So yes, funny. You mentioned Scotch style ale. A woman back when I used to work with Expedia, a lady I work with, she had to go on a business trip to Scotland, and I was like, bring me back some Scottish whiskey. And she's like, okay. And Scotch whiskey. I remind her like 50 times before she left. When she comes back, you know what she brought me? A t-shirt
Sniping?
with the Batman logo on it, but the Batman logo was in the colors of the Irish flag, and it was 2 sizes too small. I was so excited for her to get back from that trip and to bring me my delicious Scottish whiskey, and I got a t-shirt I would never wear in the first place, but
so
I couldn't
funny.
wear because it would probably fit one of my kids. So anyways.
I thought you were gonna say Jameson because it's Irish, you know.
Oh, that would have been funny.
No.
I would have gladly taken that over the t-shirt though. So
Over the shirt.
if she's watching, I love you, Sue, but you failed me. Anyways.
But you feel.
All right, so we're gonna ask
all
you
right,
some
so-
questions here. Yeah, Adam, you go ahead.
Okay, so this is how I envisioned it. I laid all of this on Steve here today. So we're gonna try it on the trial run. This is gonna be our take on Beer O'Clock Jeopardy style. Now you don't have to answer the questions in the form of in the form of a question. You don't have to. Yeah, I was gonna say answers, but they're not answers. So you don't have to do the what is or who is or anything like that. You just have to answer. Now here's how it's gonna work. Steve is going to ask a question, and then I have a timer set up, and we're gonna give everybody 1 minute to answer. So you can only answer one time. You cannot change your answer. So when we start, I'm going to type in the chat, answer now in capital letters. Once you see that, and that means that you guys have a minute to answer. And then once that minute's over, I'm going to put, time up, right? And so then any answers after that will not count. So then we have a total of 10 questions. The first 5 are going to be worth 1 point apiece. So all of the answers that fit in between the segments of the timer, all the right ones you'll get a point for. The next 5 questions is going to be worth 2 points apiece, almost like a double Jeopardy round, believe it or not. You see where this is going. So again, we'll tally up all the points, and then at the very end, we have one final question for final Beer O'Clock Jeopardy, where you all wager in all of the points that you have, and we will determine a winner. And for what, you may ask? Well, here's what it is. This is a mystery box. It is G.I. Joe themed as well as Transformers themed. It guarantees 2 Funko Pops, 1 from each franchise, and then the rest is randomized, but they're either going to be themes of one of these two things. So it includes 2 Funko Pops, 4 assorted buttons, badges, and pins. It has a sticker, the lunchbox in of itself, and a keychain as well. It's collector's edition, still in the plastic wrap, just purchased today. I almost wanted one for myself, but I decided I like you people more than myself. So we're gonna.
What do you mean, you people?
Now I do need to get a piece of paper or something to write on. I meant to grab that earlier and I did it. Yeah, this will work. Okay, we're good. Okay, so my only thing about making the timer a little bit longer, Steve, is that we have to take into account the Facebook delay, right?
Sure, gotcha.
So, I'm gonna probably wait. I'm gonna have you read the question, and then I'll wait 15 seconds, and then start the timer, and then that'll be a minute. Then that way everybody has an accurate amount of time.
Okay.
So with that being said, everybody, hope your minds are ready. This is gonna be a collaboration of questions involving past things that we've talked about from all different episodes and things like that. So we'll see how everybody does. See how much attention you guys have been paying. Start us off, Steve. Round 1. Let's go.
Round 1, first question. What celebrity does Adam repeatedly bring up on Beer O'Clock? What celebrity does Adam repeatedly bring up on Beer O'Clock?
we're starting it. This is fun. Now I feel like we need to have some kind of music in the background for this. Maybe of like a game show that would feature almost this very same theme.
Almost. That would have made sense, right? Maybe we can find the Jeopardy theme here.
Do you think we'll get copyright flagged?
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't actually. Yeah, and we're not making any money off of this shit.
That's true. All right, time's almost up.
Time's almost up.
Thank you for making myself, do that again.
Ooh.
And 3, 2, 1. All right, so that we had to start you off with an easy one, right? So Gilbert Gottfried is the obvious answer. So we have Art with 1. Thumb Tacos said Alex Trebek. I think, or I just said Alex. We're gonna go with Alex Trebek though. Let's see. Steve got 1, and Keith got 1, and who else? I don't know. I don't know why John said Tom Brady. He knew the answer. And Chris Allen got 1.
Terry said Tom Brady too. Has Tom Brady come up before?
Probably because I'm a Buccaneers fan.
Yeah, could be.
They're ripping on me for the fact that Tom Brady came down to Tampa, and because I hated Tom Brady my whole football fandom, and now he has to come to my team, and now I have to root for him. And then he won the Super Bowl, so that doesn't help.
Gonna give a shout out to. I gotta give a quick shout out to my boy Taylor Gould, the gracious and illustrious sponsor of Retro Death Row at Gould Gaming, gouldgaming.com. Check them out. Give them some love. Buy some stuff. And buy some Retro Death Row stuff. Yeah, because you support your boy when you do that.
Buy
So.
some stuff.
You ready for the next question?
We're ready for question 2.
Question 2, people. Remember, these are beer clock centric questions here. So how many drops of pee does it take to ruin an entire pot of chili? How many drops of pee does it take to ruin an entire pot of chili? We got some tough questions on here. I'm kind of wondering how many people are going to be able to get
we did
these.
mention this on more than one episode.
That's true.
So I felt like, I don't remember him talking about the parrot from Aladdin. Keith, I did bring up to Steve your cameo idea about getting Gilbert Godfrey on the podcast,
which is a dynamite idea. Yeah. I told Adam what I would do is watch and rewatch Problem Child and come up with an hour's worth of questions that are only related to Problem Child. Just drill the guy, grill him about the most minute details of Problem Child.
And I said he'd probably be thankful for that because it's not about Aladdin.
Yeah, true.
It's like it'd be like asking Jason Alexander about what it was like to be on the set of Seinfeld. I did other things. All right, time's up. I don't know why this keeps wanting to suggest pages to me. I don't want the post. I guess I can't do it in capital letters. Maybe that's it. All right, so the answer is 1 drop of pee. And Steve, would you like to tell us why 1 drop of pee, the story behind that? Came to fruition.
It's funny you bring that up because I'm not remembering how we even came to that. What
Really?
What was the topic?
It was we were talking about Star Tropics.
Oh, Star
And you said
Tropics,
it had
yes.
so many-
Everyone knows how much I
Had
hate
so
Star
many good
Tropics.
things about it, but it's like adding one drop of pee in there and it ruins the whole thing.
Yeah, it's Star Tropics is a great game that's just got fatal flaws that are unforgivable in my eyes, of course. I mean, this is just one man's opinion. Oops, I've got the here. Actually, let's make it look like it's picking Adam's nose. I've got the cursor of picking your nose, Adam, and now it's tweaking your nipples.
Oh, thank you.
Now
It
it's
does itch, actually.
tweaking your nips. Anyways, but no, Star Tropics, yeah, is a game that I have a certain animosity for, and was like, yeah, it's a great game, but it's got these flaws to it, and the flaws just ruin the game. And it's like, how many drops of pee does it take to ruin a delicious pot of chili? It's just one drop, and you're not going to want to eat
Just
that
one
chili. One drop, and that's all that it takes. So yeah, one drop and you're
Regardless
out,
of how many good things are in the chili, the one
Yeah.
drop of pee ruins it.
Well, and then we went on to discuss how the FDA says there's like an acceptable amount of rat feces for our food. So it's like, it's rat feces is okay, but only this much rat feces. So thank you, FDA.
Only this much.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where
All
that
right.
one came from.
Question 3.
What mysterious news topic was Steve mildly obsessed with in 2020? What mysterious news topic was I mildly obsessed with in 2020?
I thought this was a tough one.
It is kind of a tough one. I did bring it up several times, though, and we discussed it on several shows.
Did you ever give the answer to references on the photo your brother drew? Says Chris Allen.
You know what? I don't think I ever did, actually. I need to do that. I was waiting to give people time to call out more of them themselves, and then just in giving them time, I forgot to come back to it. So the KFC computer.
That's a good guess, though.
It is a good guess. I kind of forgot about that, actually.
I did too.
The KF console. See, when he said KFC computer, it got me thinking of the TV show Community, because there was a whole thing about a KFC thing and Community. I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, the KF console, the KFC console, supposedly a real deal.
I hope that it still is. All right. Time's up. Nobody. Everybody biffed.
Nobody got
The
it.
answer was Steve. What was the answer?
The Utah monolith. I should have had a picture of that ready, but I don't. The Utah monolith.
Dun, dun, dun.
The mysterious monolith that appeared out in the desert, and then multiple others appeared around the world. Some of them were a lot more obvious shams than others, but I was just fascinated with that story, and we discussed it several times. So, yeah, the Utah monolith, nobody got the right answer.
Nope, that was a goose egg. All right, so let's see. So we're on question 4.
Yep, question 4.
All right.
So, what is Adam's favorite game of all time?
Of all time.
Adam's favorite video game of all time. Chris Allen,
I know
Monolith. Monolith reminds me of The Simpsons. The monorail. Remember that monorail? You know, that episode was written by Conan O'Brien. The monorail episode.
John says it's obvious. I don't pay attention. Willie Will says the monolith makes another appearance once again.
Yep. Just can't keep a good monolith down.
You can't. Feel like we gotta have some filler in between the times, so we're not just standing here staring at the chat answers. Next time I'm gonna have to learn to juggle or something, so that way when they're guessing, I can just be juggling.
Right.
That's the universal symbol for juggling, by the way.
Yeah, I should have come up with something funny to play. I could have brought some clips or something.
All right, time up. Everyone biffed again. We were looking for Final Fantasy VI for the Super Nintendo.
Final Fantasy VI, nobody got it.
Nobody got it. You guys don't listen to me. That's fine. Nobody else does either. Streets of Rage 2 is a good guess, and as is Castlevania's.
There's several Castlevania guesses.
And
up there.
Zexus. The Zexus was a solid guess. That is my favorite NES game.
I always forget about that game. I need to stream that one sometime. Yep.
But overall, Final Fantasy VI takes the cake. So, thank you all for not paying attention to my dreams and desires.
So on the same note,
right.
What's my favorite game? What's Steve's favorite game?
Question five is, what is Steve's favorite game of all time?
And this is the last question of Single Jeopardy here.
Da, 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 da. Watch, everybody's gonna know yours.
You think? I don't know.
I need to send you Return of the Dark Sorcerer for you to play. If you can send me the version that you have, I would absolutely do it. The one that's on my emulator, man, it pooped on me. Pooped on me hard.
It pooped on you hard.
I put like I grinded about 40 hours trying to level up because the game requires such high levels for you to progress through it. And then I went back and the save file was in a different spot. It's the only game that's ever done this out of the whole emulator. It's in a different spot. It was at a different part of the game. And every time I loaded it, it kept like, it would delete another file. So it was just gone like after a while. And I was like, I don't have the heart to start all the way over. I had already streamed it for like, so much. And I was sad. I was sad to say the least. All right, time is up. And wouldn't you know it, we got some winners on this one. John Harms, Zelda 2. What's up, John? You know Steve's favorite game, but you don't know mine.
You're damn right he does.
I see how you are. Will coming in.
Justin Fleury, he got it over here in the RDR chat.
Okay.
Storm said Sonic, because I have a hatred for Sonic, about as bad as I have a hatred for Star Tropics.
As bad as I have a hatred for Star Tropics.
Almost. Freaking Sonic the Hedgehog. That game sucks.
I'll send it to you for sure. Message me your email. Thank you, Chris. Hell yeah.
Dan Holland says, evening, y'all. Captain Tendo sent me, said you guys are pretty cool to chill with, to which I would say, you're totally wrong. We're not cool to chill with, but thanks for showing up and hanging out with us anyways.
We're awesome to chill with.
We are awesome to chill with.
That's what he means.
Thanks for coming out, Dan. Chris, thanks for sending your bro.
All right, we are moving in to Double Jeopardy. The standings are as follows. For a three-way tie for first, we have Art, Keith, and John Harms with 2 points.
Nice.
And then for second place, we have a four-way tie with Chris Allen, Terry Thomas, Willie Will, and Justin Fleury with 1. Those are the standings after round 1.
So time for double
now
Jeopardy.
Remember, these are worth 2 points.
Actually, that's the daily double sound. Never mind.
That's the daily double sound.
So, question number 6. In his childhood, what state did I go to summer camp? In what state did I go to summer camp where I drank the most disgusting water in all of existence?
This was a great story.
In what state did I go to summer camp where I drank the most disgusting water in existence? A young, impressionable childhood Steve drinking. Speaking of a drop of pee in a pot of chili, oh my gosh. It was like 70 drops. That's what that water was like. Ugh. Darian says, oh, please, your favorite game is Dragon Warrior. You know, Dragon Warrior is definitely up there. But I think Zelda 2 just barely edges it out. Those are both up there, though. I love those games.
I love it because you had just brought that up as like a side story for the beginning of the podcast, and we ended up talking about it for like a half hour.
Yeah, that was crazy. I remember going back and listening to that one and realizing, good Lord, we're 30 minutes into this podcast and we're still talking about the water at that summer camp. Oh my gosh.
Hey, that's just it's organic beer bro talk right
That's right, man. That's what the podcast is all about.
All right, so we did have a couple winners on this one because it is Texas, right?
It's Texas. Yes, that's correct.
It is Texas.
Texas.
All right. So Chris Allen coming in with 2 points. Willie Will said Missouri. John said Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, I saw that one. J-Flo said Oklahoma, to which you're actually really close there, Justin. Which we actually had to reword this question because the lake was Lake Texoma, which is on the Texas-Oklahoma border, but we were on the Texas side, so that's the state where I went to camp. So yeah, Texas. Worst water I've ever drank in my life. I seriously have never had water worse than that.
All right, so we got Keith and Chris as the two. I got you marked down here. All right, so I think we can move on to question 7.
Question 7. What food item do Adam and I have very strongly differing opinions about how it should be served? What food item
We've talked about this a lot.
This has come up a lot. So if we don't see a lot of correct answers here, then you guys can get the fudge out.
This could be as popular as the Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, just about, man.
I don't know if this could, but I'm drinking Fireball and lemonade, says Robbie.
Really?
Nice.
That's an interesting combo.
That sounds like heartburn in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
for me, anyway. Be careful, children. That's a lot of citrus. I don't know what that counts, I'm saying. Or he doesn't know if it counts. Willie Will says, what's the question? What food item do Steve and I differ greatly on how we think it should be served?
Yeah, there's a particular food that Adam and I have very strongly differing opinions about how that item should be served.
We'll add a couple extra seconds.
J Flo says, I wonder if we went to the same summer camp. I don't know, man. There was a few camps on that same lake, actually. So it's possible, though.
All right. The time is up. We did have one person with the right answer, and that was Keith with the French fries.
Keith, represent. I'm not shocked at all, Keith. Keith is the man.
Not shocked at all. John said steak. Chris says bacon.
Yeah, we had a few steaks over in the RDR chat, but yeah, no, not steak. I mean, I guess we don't have strongly differing opinions, really, but no, Adam likes limp, flaccid French fries, and for me, that is a no-go. I need some crispy French fries, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
Gotta
not
be
chewy,
hot,
but
though.
yeah, hot. Yeah, I don't care if they're hot.
You always
limp,
leave out hot to the touch.
Well, who in the heck eats cold French fries, Adam? Nobody. Exactly. Nobody eats cold French fries. Well, I'm sure somebody does, but you're not going to go to a restaurant and order some cold ass French fries. You're going to get some hot French fries, but if they're limp, I'm sending them fuckers back. Ugh, I don't want any limp French fries.
I mean, I'm telling you, they have the best salt absorbing power.
Oh,
right?
The shockingly good fast food French fries, KFC French fries.
No.
Has anybody tried these? They're actually
that.
surprisingly good. It's KFC French fries. Dan Holland, our new friend, says soft fries, yuck, hot, crispy, and tangy ketchup. To which I will say I will wholeheartedly agree, and I will sprinkle a buttload of pepper all over that ketchup. A buddy of mine taught me that in high school, and I've never looked back. And I've converted several people to this since then. You make a puddle of ketchup, you pepper it until like you can see nothing but black. It's just all pepper, and then you stir it up, and then you pepper it some more, and then it's freaking delicious. Yeah, so try it, people.
With a soggy French fry.
No. If you hate yourself, maybe.
Question 8.
Question 8. What celebrity did Steve and Adam discuss as Winnie the Poohing while he slept?
That's
Winnie the Poohing. I'm doing air quotes as I do that. What celebrity did Adam and I discuss as Winnie the Poohing as he slept?
This was another great story.
Yeah. Oh, J Flo, I'm with you too. Peppery gravy. You like peppery gravy, Adam?
I do.
Yeah.
I would thoroughly enjoy that, yeah.
It's good stuff.
Although I would like on Thanksgiving, gravy is like the best, like my favorite thing about Thanksgiving because I put it on everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Now brown gravy, I'm assuming with Thanksgiving.
I'm either one.
Either one, yeah.
To be honest. Yeah.
Getting some answers rolling in here. Dan Holland has had the peppery ketchup, so see he knows what's up.
I can't do ketchup in any way.
In any way, really. Yeah, I mean, ketchup's not something I really, gravitate toward. And most times, like if I'm getting McDonald's French fries or something, I'll just eat them without the ketchup. I don't need the ketchup. But
I typically don't use a dipping sauce for fries. Not that I don't ever, but I'd say 90% of the time I have just straight up old fries.
Yeah.
Just soggy and delicious.
Good fries are like a good steak. If they're done correctly, you don't need any ketchup or anything on them. Not that I eat ketchup on my steak. I would never.
And I didn't think we were going to have a winner on that. And then right as I was typing time up, Keith posted Alex Trebek.
Alex Trebek, Keith Martin Roden, and also Dan Oldenkamp over here in the RDR chat said Alex Trebek. Yeah.
I'll get him marked down.
Winnie the Poohing. We read a story about Alex Trebek. Someone snuck into his hotel room while he was sleeping, and it talks about how he ran down the hall after them in just a t-shirt. Or no. Yeah, I think he said just a t-shirt, but like, no. He said he had a shirt on, but then he went back to the room and put on his underwear, meaning he had a t-shirt and nothing down below. So that we describe that as Winnie the Poohing, because Winnie the Pooh wears a t-shirt but nothing down south.
What is comfortable?
They say it's actually really good for you to sleep with nothing down south, because it lets you air your stuff out. So
For sure.
I don't do it, but I was raised in a very conservative home.
I don't either. Just in case you guys were wondering, now you know.
Dan Oldenkamp says, I literally just joined and heard you ask the question, did I win something? No, but you do get points. We're doing a giveaway tonight, and if you have more points than everybody else, you'll win. But I'm going to tell you right now, you're probably not going to win because Keith is destroying everybody. So
Keith is running away with it at this point.
Yeah, so you have to wrestle
all
Keith.
Right. So, Dan, you're going to have to bat 1,000 the rest of the way, bet it all in the final Jeopardy question, and pray to God Keith gets it wrong at this point.
So this one is a
Question
lot.
9.
We should have actually put this one higher up in the rotation because this is a pretty easy question in my opinion. What electronic store, electronic/game store, I guess we'll say, did we recently discuss closing its doors? Based out of the West Coast. In other places too.
There's your hint. West Coast. Not West Coast Video. Don't put that. I don't want to be accused of misleading information. It's not West Coast Video. I'd actually never been to one of these or heard of it until you had brought the article up.
Yep. I thought you brought this one up.
Had you heard of it?
No, I had it already, but I thought you had it too. But okay, maybe it was just me. No, I had.
Maybe I did.
Yeah, I had heard of it. Yes, I've never shopped at one because we don't have them here, but I knew about them, and I'll describe why in a bit here.
And we got 15 seconds.
Got several answers rolling in.
Yes, sir.
I'm laughing at one of the answers over here.
And time's up.
Time's
I
up.
feel like everyone just piggybacked off Chris Allen over here because he put fries, and then not too long after that, Keith and John put fries.
Fries.
That's gotta be it. That's gotta be it, right? It's gotta be it. That's funny shit. Good job, gentlemen.
Good job.
And Chris, good job on knowing the answer.
Yep, Fries. Daniel Oldenkamp did not get it. Sorry, Daniel guessed KB, so he guessed wrong. He said Fries later on, but you only get one guess. Sorry, Dan. But J Flo, Justin Flory did get it, so give a point to J Flo for Fries. It is Fries, and that was on a really recent episode. I want to say maybe it even been our last episode. I think it was on the most recent one.
Maybe. They all blend together in such wonderful tandem of conversations involving Android coitus and soggy French fries.
Right.
It's
No,
hard
when
to tell them apart.
back in the day when I worked for T-Mobile, Fries sold wireless, I guess, as well, and there were always like separate deals for Fries, like Fries, and I'm like, what the heck is Fries? And I never, and of course I learned later on, but yeah. So, anyways, R.I.P. Fries. I know a lot of people were really sad to see him go.
Well, you will be missed, Fries, as well as like media play and such.
Yeah, it's always
I
sad.
don't know if you ever went to a media play, or Circuit City.
Yeah, Circuit City was a big one. I loved Circuit City back in the day. Yeah, I was sad to see that one go.
All right, so are we on question 10? The last question for double Jeopardy.
So last question is, what painful martial arts style had both Adam and Steve wincing as they watched a video of it?
I feel like this was one of the first ones.
What painful martial arts style had both Adam and Steve wincing as they watched a video of it? I bought my GBA Classic Edition from Circuit City. Oh, nice. I got my first iPod from a Circuit City. Whoa, Shambo, the nut busting style.
Whoa, Shambo.
Wow, we're getting some crazy answers over here.
I knew you guys wouldn't let me down.
Right.
That's funny. All right, we got 10 seconds. The right answer has not been said yet. And that's it. I applaud all of you for your efforts. You guys knew, but we were looking for Iron Crotch. I wanted to accept Woshambo. I wanted to accept that so bad, but
I wanted to accept Willy Wills, the one where people get hit in the nuts by swinging logs, because that is not 100% right, but it's 99.5% right.
all right, Willie, we're gonna make an executive decision and count that right. You had it.
He literally described it to a T.
We're pretty flexible over here at a Beer O'Clock podcast. Keith said, "Damn, I was gonna."
Wait, we're on a podcast?
Yep, that's it. Wait, what?
Hold on.
Live right now? All right, so everybody, this is the score totals. This is going to be the final Jeopardy question. You can wager however many points that you have, but no more than that, obviously, and we'll determine the winner. So we have Art Miller coming in with 2 points. We have Keith with 9, a staggering 9 points. Chris Allen with 5. John Harms with 4. Steve with 2. Terry with 1. Willie Will with 3. Justin Flory with 3, and Dan Oldenkamp with 2. So that being said, you know your totals, gentlemen. I need to know how many. See, I'm going to put another timer out here, and I need to know your wagers. We'll just do I'll just do this, and then we're gonna give you either until everybody weighs in or a minute and a half. You know, you have a minute and a half starting now. And
to
then
wager your
otherwise
points.
if we don't hear from you, you're wagering all of your points.
Hey, I've got something I can show here in the meantime. Do you want me to show something, or do you want us to just sit and wait? I'm up for
go
either.
ahead.
Okay.
Go
All
ahead.
right. So, on the note of Alex Trebek, you know, Alex has always got to be discussed on this podcast. If there's anything to talk about regarding Alex Trebek, we're going to talk about it. So, I'm going to play you guys a video here. That was something that was posted to YouTube at the end of the year. Something this actually took place a few years ago.
I was actually hoping you could settle a bit of familial lore. Sure. My father said that you lived in the basement of his aunt's house in Ottawa when you were quite young. He has contended this for 20 years. And now today when I confronted him on it, he said, well, I'm pretty sure I didn't make it up. So her name was Mary Clayman. She lived on Sherway Drive, and she said that you lived in her basement when you were a young student.
So this is an event that Alex appeared at. I guess he was just meeting some fans at the airport or whatever. This woman, as apparently they've had this story in their family for years, that Alex Trebek used to live in their basement. Nobody ever believed the guy. And he's at this event. She's at this event. She's like, I got to ask him the question. So.
And I dated her daughter, Norma Clayton.
He said, I dated her daughter, Norma Clayton.
I owe my dad a beer. Thank you.
It was a lovely Jewish family, and Norma was a beautiful young lady. We were dating and we were serious for quite a while.
You could have been my uncle?
What's awesome about this video is as it goes on, Alex not only confirms that, yes, her dad was telling the truth all these years, but also he lists like several very specific details about members of her family and just blows her mind and everyone at the event and stuff. So again, Alex Trebek, we tip our hats to you, sir. You
Delivers.
are indeed the diamond in the rough. Oh, I got to go back over here. Last thing we'll show you before we go to the next thing. First comment on this video by Jesus himself. It says Saint Alex Trebek. Okay, apparently Jesus has a YouTube account, so
Apparently he does. All right, so the only people that I've got wagered in right now are Keith with 2 points, Chris Allen with all 5, and John Harms with all 4. We still need to hear, has J-Flo or Dan Oldenkamp given you a wager?
well, that's a good question. Let me have a look. I didn't even check for that. J-Flo is wagering 3. Dan is wagering 3.
Dan's got 2. He's wagering 2.
Oh, 2. Sorry.
I don't know about Willie Will. Willie, I need to hear from you very soon, or you will be wagering all 3 of your points without your consent. I think Steve and Terry left. I think Steve is actually live right now. I don't know if Jared's still in here, and I think Art probably left as well. So we got 5 people claiming it up for grabs.
Wait, Willie, I think we'll just show back up. Will, how many points do you want to wager?
Yeah, we got a giveaway going on, Willie. You have 3 points. This is going to be the fast tutorial. You have 3 points. So you can wager as many points as you like for the final question, like Final Jeopardy, and whoever wins the giveaway item that we the collector's box that we've got, the mystery box or whatever. So we've got everybody except you. So I just need to know how many points you'd like to wager. He says 3. All right. That being said, we've got all of the people. All the people in. So go ahead and give us the final question, Steve.
Final question, everybody. What were the first games that me and Adam successfully performed deathless runs of on stream? What were the first games that both me and Adam successfully performed deathless runs of on stream?
Not cooperatively, but the first game that I know death run and the first game that Steve know death run. So it's going to be 2 separate games. And you need to get them both right or it doesn't count.
Indeed.
Rules is rules.
Dims the rules.
Dims the rules. TRG's just in here randomly wagering points he doesn't have.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
20 more seconds, people. Ten seconds. Coming down to the wire. I know we're all on the edge of our seats.
Justin Apple said, Jackal, is it Jackal? Jackal. Jackal. You got no points.
You got no points.
Yeah. You just showed up.
All right. So the answers were Castlevania 3 for me and Zelda 2 for Steve. Willie Will was the only one to get it right. So he's wagered 6 points. What did J-Flo say?
J-Flo said, no, I did not say Jackal. He did say Zelda 2 for me, but then he said Ninja Gaiden for you.
Oh God, I wish.
Yeah, really, seriously.
All right, and what did Dan say?
Dan didn't answer, so he may have had to go take care of his kids, so...
Okay. All right, so John Harms and Chris, and so it is in a close matchup. Keith Roden wins by 1 point with 7 points to Willie Will's 6. I did not think it was going to come down to be that close. But congratulations, Keith. Now I can just drive this over to your house and I don't have to mail it. Thank you for paying attention and saving me on shipping costs. Win-win.
Congrats.
You are now the proud of the Collector Transformers G.I. Joe mystery box containing 2 Funko Pops, which I know you enjoy, as well as an assortment of other wonderful themed items. Thank you for coming in and seeing us every week and paying attention and listening to us. That's all that we're asking for.
and to all you guys who come in here and hang out with us in these podcasts, we appreciate it very much. We seriously have a good time doing this, and you guys make it so much more fun. So yeah,
absolutely.
We appreciate that very much. So there you go. There's our first ever giveaway on the Beer O'Clock podcast. I feel good, feeling good.
I hope you had fun. I hope it was a fun little kind of game. It wasn't too overly complicated or anything. Let us know in some feedback and comments if you thought that was a good giveaway contest, or if you'd like to see us come up with maybe a new way to do it. But feedback is feedback, whether it's positive or constructive, and we're here for both of it. So
you got it, man. Sure. You got it for sure. Well, guys, with that being said, we're going to close it down for this week. Thanks again for coming out. As you can see right below the both of us, Adam just kind of point down a little bit, there you go. You can see where you can find us throughout the week, streaming video games of various varieties. Adam over at fb.gg/serverlifegaming, or you can just search Server Life Gaming here on Facebook. You can find me over at twitch.tv/the Retro Death Row. I stream Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So set your clock. Get up at 9:30, or if you're already up, then just show up 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and stream there every day. Adam, you got anything else you want to mention?
I will say that we will be having a week longer break in between episodes coming up because I am going on vacation in 2 weeks and I will not be here for that scheduled episode, but we will be back the following week. So 3 weeks from today will be the next podcast. So if you're wondering where we are, it's just because of that.
That's where that
but
is.
Other than that, just want to thank everybody for coming in. I loved all of the conversation and wonderful comments and laughs and everything today. It was awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed the giveaway. I liked kind of doing the little kind of game show aspect as well. And of course, if we can't talk about crispy chicken sandwiches in this day and age, what the hell are we even doing?
Exactly,
so,
right?
Thank you all.
And if we
Thank
can't
you all
name
very much.
farts, are we even really having a podcast?
Are we?
Yeah.
Who was the winner of the fart roulette? We didn't check the winner of the fart roulette.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm glad. It's funny. I brought that up as a joke, but then I totally forgot. Oh, you know what? We never talked about whoever the winner was. Let's have a looky. We'll close it down with that. Oh. It got really close, really close. I thought it was going to be Cornhusker walking away with it. It was a Cornhusker victory with 10 votes. Cleopatra, not to be trifled with, at 9 votes.
Ooh, by a nose. Keith almost was running away with them both at once, but then narrowly sealed the deal at the end.
This is just Keith night, apparently. So yeah, congrats, Keith, on winning the fart roulette and
sweeping it.
Yeah. So it's a great job, man. Cleopatra. Who did Cleopatra? I'm trying to remember. Was that
Elliot Wilson?
Okay, I was gonna say I think that was Elliot.
Attitude.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, so rock and roll. Good job, guys. Hey, thanks again, everybody. Appreciate you coming out. Adam, are you streaming tonight?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm trying to. Yes. So,
Okay. Watch your notifications, people. Server Life game.
Yes.
So, anyways, hey, had a great time. Thanks for coming out, guys.
Always. Thank you, guys.
Now I got to go get a chicken sandwich.
I know, man. We were talking about food this whole time, and I'm like, bro, I am on a diet. I had a shitty hothead burrito at like 2:00 in the afternoon. Can we get off the delicious crispy chicken sandwiches with the big thick dough pickle slices and all that?
Man, those pickle slices were so freaking thick.
I'm starving.
Yeah.
I'm starving.
Man. Yeah. I want me a freaking chicken sandwich so bad.